There was a point in our life we realized that we're going to have separate memories. Jim, my husband, and I are going to have separate memories because we were doing nothing together.
It put a strain on our marriage, and it's a subtle thing that happens over time. You know, we went our separate ways. I enjoyed playing my softball. She enjoyed playing her volleyball. Neither of us wanted to limit what they were doing. But, you know, overall, you know, we're married and we should be doing things together.
So we decided to get into something that we were both passionate about. Hiking was one, and then the second was CrossFit. And that was by far the biggest commitment that we felt we could make is why not do this together and get healthy together, but passionate about the same thing. And we both fell in love with CrossFit and what it did for everyone around us.
Now what we'll do is a little what's called contract, relax. What I want you to do is to gently push into my hand here. Come up with your knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. Okay, and we'll bring this up.
This is Jim. He's a physical therapist and a coach at CrossFit Oyster Point.
So wait, tighten up those shoulders a little bit. That's it, way to hang on to it. All done? Yeah, walk around. Bring your heart rate down, but walk around. Our mission, you know, at our gym, just to help people improve their life and their fitness. If they improve their fitness, they'll improve their life.
Jim co-owns the box with his wife, Diane. She handles the day-to-day operations, including sales and marketing.
She's caring, she's compassionate. She will bend over backwards to help somebody, to make sure that they feel comfortable. You know, she describes finding a gym is like finding a church. You have to feel comfortable with it. So Diane, yeah, definitely a loving, caring person.
I would say that he has a servant's heart. Regardless of what it means to him, he will go over and above what it takes to help somebody. Without regard to himself, he definitely gives all of himself to others.
Jim and Diane have been married since 1992. But there was a time when their individual priorities were chipping away at their union.
I've always lived a very active lifestyle, you know, playing football in high school, baseball in high school, played football in college, then got into competitive softball. About 15 years that I played competitive softball, I found my fitness through activity. Whereas Diane, she gravitated towards volleyball and in the gym. She'd play sand volleyball. I'd go watch her every once in a while.
I would travel for my job and do volleyball tournaments Saturday and Sundays. And then Jim would be on softball tournaments, gone all weekend. You know, I'd fly back in on Thursday night. We'd see each other maybe Friday night, and that might be it for the week. So we decided that's enough. We couldn't go on any longer like that. We did like each other, you know, we enjoyed each other, but so we decided to get into something that we were both passionate about.
And one of the things that we got into was climbing and hiking.
So we did the High Pointers Club where you climb the highest point of every state, and that was awesome because you had to train for some of those.
Granted, some of them are pretty small, you know, Florida, not too challenging, Delaware, not too challenging. To this date, you know, I've climbed 39 of the mountains, or high points. Diane has 37. The greatest achievement, you know, and one of my top 3 highlights in my life of things was climbing Mount McKinley in Alaska. It took 16 days to get to the top of McKinley, only 5 days to get down. It was definitely a challenging and a rewarding experience.
While Jim was on top of the world, Diane was dealing with a setback.
She suffered a back injury playing volleyball. She dove for a ball, tweaked her back, and she actually ruptured a disc.
It was quite painful, and it took a good 6 to 7 months to get back to activity. Like, it was a long rehab. I was in that mental capacity where I thought, is this going to get better? And it got to, you know, for someone that works out almost every day, it was riveting for me, my soul, my husband. It just felt like I I can be healthy still, but I couldn't get back to the level where I was. And so that's when Jim found CrossFit.
So I got on to CrossFit in 2008, and I was doing it for several months. And I would come home, sweaty, sore, but energetic, and always talking to her about it.
He had tried to get me in, like, Jim, I ruptured a disc. There's no way I can get back to that.
And so one day I was able to talk her into coming in on a Saturday and trying the workout.
And when I walked in the gym, I told him right off, hey, listen, I've got this injury. I'm okay, I'm moving, but this is scary to me. Like, I don't know what I'm able to do.
And then there was one day she was doing a deadlift. She was lifting weights, and then she started to add some more weight. She lifted the weight, and then she added some more weight. And she just had that breakthrough moment, like, I can do this. I'm not, limited. I'm not debilitated.
They say there's defining moments. I honestly believe that was a defining moment for my physical future, my health.
That's it, Di. Hang on to it.
I never thought I could be competitive again. I never thought I'd sweat like I used to. I never thought I could play volleyball again like I used to. And there was a moment in the gym, in the box, where I said, I'm back. Like, I can do this. And it was a riveting, moment of truth where I said, my life it's not ending. My career is not over. And I really do attribute it to CrossFit. I'm sure there are other solutions, right? But this is the one that got me excited, competitive again. I just felt vital. Like, I felt like there was some vibrance back into my life, and I was driven.
Diane was all in. She left her finance job, and in 2010, Jim and Diane opened CrossFit Oyster Point.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming out, 6:30 p.m. Today's daily mindset. Even if the world was going to fall to pieces tomorrow, I'm still going to plant my apple tree. Martin Luther King.
As their box grew, it was now Jim who was facing a setback.
2012, I started getting some soreness in my right hip that, I thought it was, okay, I'm just working out too much or, playing too much softball. It just started getting achy, sore.
He does not complain, ever. He's never been a complainer. And so for him to say anything or show any discomfort is unusual, and he was starting to show that.
And then in 2014, it got to a point where I was having just a hard time just getting up from, a seated position. I was starting to stay up, it was waking me up at night. So I decided to go in and have it checked out. And so that's when I found out that, I had some severe arthritis in my hips. And they told me that my hip joints were kind of formed a little differently than the normal. It's called anteverted hip joint, which means the ball was not seated in the socket, as a normal. So it wasn't rubbing and working like it should. And with my active lifestyle, it kind of enhanced it, caused it to happen a little quicker. But it got to the point where I just couldn't do the things I wanted to do. It was affecting my daily activities. So I decided to have my first hip replacement.
Jim's right hip was replaced in 2014. 4 years later, his left hip was replaced as well.
He knew, I think, being a physical therapist, that there's light at the other end of the tunnel, and his rehab was just amazing.
We've been home 2 hours. He had the surgery about 5 hours ago. He's doing great.
Not totally pain-free, but it feels good.
The second hip, he realized, hey, the earlier I do this, the stronger I am, but also my rehab is so much quicker, and he knew that he could get back to 100%. And he is. He does 24-inch box jumps, he's doing deadlifts, back squats, running. And there's people at the Vox, honestly, that have talked about it and said, I can't believe that he's able to do all this. And really, they're in awe that he's had 2 what would be considered fairly serious surgeries, you know, and that he's still doing the same things.
Good. I need you to get a little deeper. Good. Good. Now you're coming forward on your feet, right? On your toes. So lift your big toes up. You don't have to put them a whole bunch, just lift them off the floor. And now go down into your squat. Good. Feel how that's connected to your heels a little better? So we're gonna stay with this for the overhead squat part, okay? All right, you can put it down. I just want to be able to live a healthy lifestyle. I want to be able to do things I want to do and not have to worry about my physical abilities. When I turn 60, I want to be able to do whatever I feel like I can do at 60, at 70, at 80. And so I want to be able to have a good quality life with my wife and doing things that make us happy. Whatever condition I'm in, I'll be able to do it because of CrossFit.
I think that we break some rules, like we do a lot that a 53-year-old wouldn't do or may not do. And so hopefully it opens others' eyes that, hey, I can do that. I mean, they're my age and I can do that, or I can get back in the game. And I've always thought of CrossFit, you know, if the only thing it does for you is get you jazzed about working out again, then that's huge, right? Like if that's all you get from it, which you'll get a whole lot more, but if it gets you back in the game and excited about getting healthy and eating right and moving right, then that's a home run.
Hey baby, I'm gonna buy you a diamond ring, as clear as the big blue sky. And I will wear your heart right